Well, alternatives are needed for Warhammer 40K, and a lot of people have been jumping over to look at this new game, Trench Crusade, which is supposed to launch on Kickstarter later this year. But it looks like you're not welcome there either. This is another "it's not for you" instance. Even though this is another grimdark sort of fantasy thing that looks like it has a crusading theme, no more. I'm going to get into this news in just a moment. Absolutely crazy that you're not welcome in any of these spaces all over politics. You can't just have fun in gaming anymore. It's not allowed. I think I'm going to have to actually work on making a game of my own at some point. Geez, if you're a game designer, make sure to reach out to me. I've got the world building. I've got a lot of stuff. And if you're a Warhammer fan, where you are going to be welcome, and where I would love for you to come join the fan base and lore here, is in my books here. This is Justified Saga: The Nano Templar. It's a trilogy series. And if you enjoy the crusading Warhammer 40K elements, you're absolutely going to love this series. This is on Amazon. The first book is on audio, and we also have ebooks and print available. Thank you, guys. I'll put this link to the ebook in the description below, and I appreciate you for being there. All right, let's get into this news about this game, Trench Crusade, which looked pretty cool. You've got the Iron Cross here and everything. You've got people with a lot of traditional Catholic imagery through here, which seems awesome. I love this. I'm a traditional Catholic myself. Love going to Latin Mass and seeing all that. I can rant about that for a while. But this is such a tragedy that they're already just virtue signaling against gamers. So the game's described as this. Trench Crusade is a skirmish scale, which I love skirmish scale games. No offense to the big Warhammer 40K fans out there that like the bigger armies, but oh my God, I can't manage that crap. I like having just a few pieces on a table doing a skirmish thing. Tabletop, I like Warcry better, I'll be honest. Tabletop miniatures game that will plunge players deep into a horrifying alternate timeline. During the Crusades, a heretical band of Templars dared defy the Almighty, and casting aside their sacred vows, unleashed the forces of hell upon the earth. So you have some evil people unleashing demons and stuff, and you have to fight against them. 800 years later, 1914, this is a brutal, merciless war between the forces of heaven and hell raging on. This is not just a fight for survival, but cataclysmic struggle that will decide the very fate of humanity's soul. That sounds cool. It sounds right up my alley. And I would love to play, any loyal Catholics against the heretics here. That's exactly. It sounds like fun to me, and I'm sure it's the same thing for Warhammer 40K fans. So this is ridiculous. And what's interesting is on their website they actually put Almighty in caps, which signals that they are actually honoring God, but it gets weirder from there. So a bunch of Warhammer 40. This is some imagery from the game. A bunch of Warhammer 40K guys basically were fleeing the game. Refugees, let's call them, from Games Workshop's wokeness. Went over into their Discord and started hanging out and being like, "Hey, I came over from Warhammer. We're sick of this stuff. It's terrible. They've ruined our game. We can't wait for this one." And the Discord's run by a wargaming fan magazine called 28 Mag. And what happened was once people started posting that kind of thing, even innocuous stuff, the moderators would start banning people. And this is never good. When you got the bannings and the blockings going on from game companies, these are your customers. You need to realize this is not a good look. You let people have their politics. What about diversity and inclusivity? You're always about diversity and inclusivity, except for when it's including people who don't agree with your politics. And then suddenly you're not diverse and not inclusive. You hypocrites. And so this is kind of what happened with Games Workshop, too. Anytime people were like, hey, female custodies didn't exist in Warhammer 40K. This is some weird DEI crap that you're forcing upon our game. The Warhammer 40K Games Workshop Twitter account would block anybody who was saying that. And anybody who was posting it on the Facebook page would get their comment removed. It even went to the Reddit, same thing. It all got removed. And so this is the exact same instance that was happening over there. It's like a I don't know what it is with these people and these companies. It's always the exact same moves. make a ban of players, try to other the people and ostracize anybody who's normal, appeal to complete weirdos who probably don't even have disposable income to begin with, and then go broke, and then blame the gamers for being bigots for your game going broke. Right? It's the cycle of woke, the circle of woke. I won't do that again. I'm sorry. And of course, when they looked into it, the moderator who was banning everybody had he, him pronouns in his username title, of course, because anybody who puts pronouns into their crap is always a weirdo who just wants to screw with you. So that happened. And what happened after this was people noted it was a 28 mag Discord and not necessarily Trench Crusade, but the official Trench Crusade Twitter account went and said, "The 28 crew are our friends. If they decided to ban someone, we trust them implicitly and respect their decision." They're very, very good respecters of the diversity and inclusivity agenda. And that's where this all starts. So weird stuff. And they're not replying or acknowledging Warhammer fans who are like, hey, are you going to be attacking us over politics if we back you? But it gets even weirder. So as this looks like it's going along, this was posted in their lore on their Trench Crusade subreddit. And it looks like it's an official post or somebody affiliated with the company. I can't find this now, but it is screenshotted. It says, Trench Crusade is not your trad class political haven. Well, I'm out just with that. As a trad cath, why are you telling me I'm not welcome? Where's your diversity? Isn't discrimination against religion a bad thing? I was taught that my whole life, but I guess it's all a lie. It says, it looks like we've had an influx of folks who think Trench Crusade is a anti-woke and promotes tradcath values. Here's some facts for you. 28 Mag is a punk and queer and always will be. Oh, great. Go read any of their magazine's editions, especially the recent women's editions, which includes incredible trans artists. So they've got some men pretending to be women making art for them, and the men do it better than the actual women. Is based. The writers and artists of Trench Crusade are outwardly not right-wing. None of them are? Well, that's too bad. Where's your diversity? They range from pretty moderate to progressive. And then 3, the lore does not pitch the forces of God as outwardly doing the right thing. Actually, from the description on the website, it does. It says there were some heretics who went out and unleashed Satan and that humanity has to fight them for their soul. And that's what it looks like. Look at the Metacrists. The lore screams as a critique. It's grimdark, just like how 40K isn't an approval of authoritarianism. Ugh. You won't find any support from any aspect of this game, and if you're scared of the gay agenda. So we're gonna have gay Templars? This doesn't make sense. if this is anything based on history, even in alt history, that doesn't make any sense. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. You're not welcome here. We don't want you here, gamers. It's always the exact same mantra. This isn't for you. Is there anything that's for us? This is why I'm saying I pretty much have to make a game at this point, based on one of my properties. It'd be fun. I'd love to have a skirmish game, but I'll save that for later. It's going to take a lot of development. Again, contact me if you are in this field. I would love to work with you. Edit for context, there was a viral Twitter thread that had about 200,000 views. So this is a big deal. Warhammer fans who are anti-woke are a big market segment, and you want them, you idiots. That heralded TC as a way to get away from wokeness of 40K and bombarded the Discord. You listen to how they act like babies with that rhetoric, gatekeeping the folks that were already there for being too woke. But if they have no power and they're not, how are they gatekeeping? It's just fans who are interested in your product, possible customers voicing their opinions. That's not gatekeeping. You're gatekeeping. The freaking gaslighting. I hate these people so much. This is in response to that before it infects Reddit too. So there it is. This company hates you in advance. They want you out of the gaming hobby. They want you not involved. They want you dead. And it's not a place to go. It's very sad. I've actually messaged them. I sent them a DM and ask them about this. So we'll see what happens on this level. But for now, this is not a good, safe place for Warhammer 40K fans to want to go and land now that, unfortunately, Games Workshop's paused. Sad to watch. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. And, of course, you are welcome here, Tradcaths or anti-woke people. Or even if you're woke and you like Warhammer, I think you'll enjoy this book anyway. Look at this. That's called diversity and inclusivity. Look at me. I want everybody to read my books. I think they're great, and I think you'll enjoy them. Thanks so much. We'll be back soon.